Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's nice with this seating arrangement, and then I don't have to, with my small little voice, I don't need any amplification. So if you can't hear me in the back, you go like that. Okay. Yeah, please shut off your cell phones. I sound like a real entertainer. Please shut off your cell phones. Okay. And pay very close attention to what I'm doing. Yeah.
And then I think I was in the show about the cocktail hour at first when I sat down.
Oh.
Oh, yes, in the round.
In the round. Oh, okay. In the round. Yeah, this is nice. This is close to people. I'm going to be doing songs from the 1920s. And it's an era that was well before my time, but I had an uncle who was in minstrel shows, and he kind of introduced me to a great deal of the music that came out of the 20s. It lasted for about 20 years. It starts with the end of the First World War, and then goes to the Depression. And it's only about 10 years. And someone was reminding me, it's 100 years ago, almost, the 1920s music. And it's the start of blues, and it's the start of jazz. The first song I'm going to sing is, okay, the focus, it's to decide what the focus will be. There's so much going on music-wise in the 20s. And I've decided the singer I'm going to focus on is Eddie Cantor. There's a female singer, which I'll get to in a minute. And then and Irving Berlin is the main composer, that I'll be singing some of his songs. And then, since it is blues and jazz, I'll be singing 5 or 6 songs from Afro-American composers. Okay. And the first one is by a man named Sheldon Brooks. And the song supposedly was the first published jazz composition. Okay. First recorded jazz song by the original Dixieland Jazz Band. And it's the song that my Uncle Mickey taught me, and I learned to sing when I was about 5 years old. Remember when the capo goes on and when it doesn't. I got some good news, honey. An invitation to the Darktown Ball. It's a very swell affair. All the high browns will be there. I'll wear my high silk hat and a frock tail coat. You wear your Paris gown and your new silk shawl. Ain't no doubt about it, babe. We'll be the best dressed in the hall. I'll be down to get you in a taxi, honey. You better be ready about 8:30. Now, baby, don't be late. I wanna be there when the band starts playing. Remember when we get there, honey, 2 steps, I'm gonna have them all. I'm gonna dance off of both of my shoes, play the Jelly Roll Blues tomorrow night, Darktown, Strutter's Ball. I'll be down to get you in a taxi, honey. About 8:30. No, baby, don't be late. I wanna be there when the band starts playing. Remember when we get there, honey, 2 steps, I'm gonna have them all. I'm gonna dance off both of my shoes, play the Jelly Roll Blues tomorrow night. And it goes downhill from here, no. Just a few things about Eddie Cantor. He had an amazing career. Born 1892, died in 1964, at the age of 72. He started out as a singing waiter in Coney Island in a saloon and Jimmy Durante played piano. His first starring role was, he went through vaudeville for a number of years, but he was in the Ziegfeld Follies for over 10 years. He started out in the Ziegfeld Follies in blackface, and then he decided that he could make it without doing that. He was on radio from 1931 to 1940, was the highest paid performer on radio. I remember him on TV in the Colgate Comedy Hour, which was from 1954 to 1960. He made over 20 movies. To follow up the Al Jolson story, they made a movie called The Eddie Cantor Story, which, according to George Burns, he said that Warner Brothers produced a miracle. In a movie, they made Eddie Cantor's life seem boring. Just a few remarks about the reason that I chose him was, to me, his peppiness, his liveliness indicates the 20s. And he had a good sense of humor, and he sang songs that were a little on the naughty side. He sang songs like Marty, Making Eyes at Me. He sang like Making Whoopee, and we all know what that means. And this is a song that is not naughty. And the composers, the lyricist Kahn and the composer Walter Donaldson, Eddie Cantor's house and his child had a musical pig. And from the sound that the musical pig was making, they wrote this song. Who's that coming down the street? And who's that looking so petite? And who's that coming down to meet me here? Who's that? You know who I mean. That's the sweetest who you've ever seen. I could tell her miles away from here. Yes, sir, that's my baby. No, sir, I don't mean maybe. Yes, sir, that's my baby now. Yes, ma'am, we've decided. No, ma'am, we won't hide it. Yes, ma'am, you're invited now. By the way, when we reach the preacher, I'll say with feeling, yes, sir, that's my little baby. No, sir, I don't mean maybe. Yes, sir, that's my baby now. Who's that who I rave about? And who do I feel blue without? In the winter, summer, spring, and fall. What was I just gonna say? I forget, but anyway, here's the most important thing of all. Yes, sir, that's my baby. No, sir, I don't mean maybe. Yes, sir, that's my baby now. Yes, ma'am, we've decided. No, ma'am, we won't hide it. Yes, ma'am, you're invited now. By the way, when we reach the preacher, I'll say with feeling, yes, sir, that's my baby. No, sir, I don't mean maybe. Yes, sir, that's my baby now. On the naughty side of Eddie Cantor, of course, the whole scene of dating in the 20s, with the advent of automobiles. And I was speaking to, she wouldn't mind me telling it, to Susie Terrell, who's 102 years old, and I said that they were talking about that what was happening is that men and women were making loves in automobiles. And she said, been there, done that. 102. All right. This song is called Take your girlie to the movies if you can't make love at home is the name of the song. Maybe I won't have to sing the song, that's enough. It starts out with the name Beatrice Fairfax, and evidently she was a woman who wrote an advice column, love-long column for the, so it starts off. Beatrice Fairfax gives advice to anyone in love. That's why Johnny Gray wrote to her one day. When I call to my love girl, her folks are always there. That's why I'm blue. What shall I do? And Beatrice said, never despair. Take your girlie to the movies if you can't make love at home. There's no little brother there who always squeals. You can do an awful lot in 7 reels. Take your lessons at the movies and have love scenes of your own. When the picture's over and it's time to leave, don't forget to brush the powder off your sleeve. Take your girlie to the movies. You can't make love at home. Take your girlie to the movies if you can't make love at home. Pick a cozy corner where it's nice and dark. You don't catch influenza kissing in the park. Take your lessons at the movies and have love scenes of your own. Though she's just a simple ribbon clerk, close your eyes and think you're kissing Billy Burke. Take your girlie to the movies. You can't make love at home. Anyone know who Billy Burke was?
She was in The Wizard of Oz.
There you go. Very good. She was married to Flo Ziegfeld. Was a beautiful woman in her time. This is a Eddie Cantor. What do I do with my capo? Where the blazes in the capo. Here it is. It's kind of a fun nonsense song that he sang. I just heard a melody that is always haunting me. Funny little strain running through my brain. It's as sweet as it can be. It has such a pleading way. It's with me night and day. When I hear someone playing, I just walk up and say, please play for me that sweet melody called the doodly-doo, a doodly-doo. I like the rest, but what I like best is a doodly-doo, a doodly-doo. Simplest thing, there's nothing much to it. You don't have to sing just to doodly-do it. I love it so. Wherever I go, I doodly-doodly-do. Please play for me the sweet melody called the doodly-doo, a doodly-doo. I like the rest, but what I like best is a doodly-doo, a doodly-doo. Simplest thing, there's nothing much to it. You don't have to sing to doodly-do it. I love it so. Wherever I go, I doodly-doodly-doodly-doodly-do. Yeah. Thank you. The woman that, to me, typifies the 20s and flappers is a woman by the name of Helen Kane. And Helen was they had a comic strip about her, Betty Boop, And the song that she sang, which I will not sing, is I want to be loved by you, just you, and nobody else will do. I want to be loved by you. And I'm going to sing actually 2 songs by her that she sang. One of the things I advise you to do is to go on YouTube, and you can see her singing some of these things. What do you do in the evening when you don't know what to do? Read a book, play a game. Every night is just the same. What do you say if I tell you how to keep from feeling blue? My advice is good to take and easier to do. When you're all alone any old night and you're feeling out of tune, pick up your hat, close up your flats, get out, get under the moon. Underneath the bright silvery light, you'll be feeling better soon. Pick up your hat, close up the flats, get out, get under the moon. Look, look, look at the stars above, oh look, look, look at those sweeties love, oh boy. Give me a night in June, I mean it, all you gotta do. Any old night when you're feeling out of tune, pick up your hat, close up your flats, get out, get under the moon. When you're all alone any old night and you're feeling out of tune, pick up your hat, close up your flats, get out, get under the moon. Underneath the bright silvery light, you'll be feeling better soon. Pick up your hands, close up the flat, get out, get under the moon. Look, look, look at the stars above, oh look, look, look at the sweeties love, oh boy. Give me a night in June, I mean it, all you gotta do, any old night when you're feeling out of tune. Pick up your hats, close up the flats, get out, get under the moon. And a similar song from the Boop Boopy Doop Girl. There's a moon way up high, here are you and here am I. Oh, do something. Got the time and the place, and the place and the time I know. I got a bench and a park, and a park and a bench, and ain't been hugged, ain't been kissed. I wanna see what I missed. Oh, do something. I got the time and the place, and the place and the time I know. I got a bench and a park, and a park and a bench, and other pairs making haste. Look at me, I'm gonna waste. Oh, do something. I got the time and the place, and the place and the time I know. I got a bench and a park, and a park and a bench, and there's a moon way up high. Here are you and here am I. Oh, do something. Okay, this is by, actually there were two brothers, Clarence Williams and Spencer Williams, two Afro-American composers. And this is kind of bluesy. It's called the Sugar Blues. Have you heard these blues that I'm gonna sing to you? When you hear them, they will thrill you through and through. They're the sweetest blues you ever heard. Now listen, don't say a word. Sugar blues, everybody's singing the sugar blues. Whole town is ringing. My loving gal, sweet as she can be, but the doggone fool turned sour on me. I'm so unhappy, I feel so bad I could lay me down and die. You can say what you choose, I'm all confused. I got the sweet, sweet sugar blues. Sugar blues, everybody's singing sugar blues. Whole town is ringing. My loving gal, sweet as she can be, the doggone fool turned sour on me. I'm so unhappy, feel so bad I could lay me down and die. You can say what you choose, I'm all confused. I got the sweet, sweet sugar blues. You know, I sang that too fast. I did. Sugar blues, everybody's singing the sugar blues. Whole town is ringing. My loving gal, sweet as she can be, but the doggone fool turned sour on me. I'm so unhappy, feel so bad I could lay me down and die. You can say what you choose, I'm all confused. I got the sweet, sweet sugar blues, more sugar. I got the sweet, sweet sugar blues. Okay, Bessie Smith actually sang this next song. Most of you remember Louis Prima and Keely Smith, and they sing this song, and they have more fun with it than that's one of the delightful things. When the two of them would sing, they would. We did get to hear Keely Smith sing in Boston a few years ago. Now the blues. Hopefully I'll sing this slow enough. I got the blues, I feel so lonely, and I'd give the world if I could only make you understand. It surely would be grand. I'm gonna telegraph you, baby, ask you, won't you please come home? 'Cause when you're gone, I'm all forlorn. I worry all day long. Baby, won't you please come home? 'Cause your daddy's all alone. I've tried in vain, never no more to call your sweet name. When you left, you broke my heart, because I never thought we'd part. days all alone. I have tried in vain, never no more to call your sweet name. When you left, you broke my heart, because I never thought we'd part. Every hour of the day, hear me say, oh baby, won't you please come home? Daddy needs mama. Baby, won't you please come on home? Yeah. Okay. Not sure what key this is supposed to be sung in. I don't think I'm gonna. Okay. This is actually another. This is by Spencer Williams. It was Louis Armstrong's first vocal. I'm as happy as a king. I'm feeling good and everything. I'm just like a bird in spring. I gotta let it out. It's my sweetie, can't you guess? I'm wild about her, I'll confess. Does she love me? Oh my, yes. That's just why I shout. Everybody loves my baby, but my baby don't love nobody but me. Nobody but me. Now everybody wants my baby, but my baby don't want nobody but me. That's plain to see. She is my sweet patootie, and I'm her loving man. She knows how to do a duty. She loves me like no other can. That's why everybody loves my baby. But my baby don't love nobody but me. Nobody but me. Now when my baby kisses me upon my rosy cheeks, I just let those kisses be. Don't wash my face for weeks. That's why everybody loves my baby. But my baby don't love nobody, nobody but me. Yeah. Okay, I only have, I think, 2 ballads, and this is one of the most beautiful of all Irving Berlin's ballads. They say that he wrote more ballads that were based on what was happening to him in his life. His first wife died very young, and he called. It's a very, very sad song. I don't know if you've heard it. It's called "When I Lost You." It's a very, very sad song. And then he wrote songs like All Alone, By the Telephone, very sad things. But then he started to write things in which the first part of the song is he's in a bad mood, and then it turns around and life is good. And this is perhaps my favorite Irving Berlin, and I would recommend to the most beautiful rendition I've heard of this song is a duet done by Sarah Vaughan and Billy Eckstine. It's just incredible. Everything went wrong, and the whole day long I feel so blue. For the longest while I'd forget to smile, then I met you. Now that my blue days have passed, now that I found you at last, I'll be loving you always with a love that's true, always. When the things we plan need a helping hand, I will understand always, always. The days may not be fair always, that's when I'll be there always, not for just an hour, not for just a day, not for just a year, but always. I'll be loving you always with a love that's true, always. When the things you plan need a helping hand, I will understand always, always. Days may not be fair always, that's when I'll be there always, not for just an hour, not for just a day, not for just a year, but always. One of the things that when you think about the 20s, I do, you think about dance, the Charleston, things like that. This was an Irving Berlin song having to do with the dance, and I think it refers to the foxtrot. I'm not exactly sure. Honey, honey, can't you hear funny, funny music, dear? Ain't that funny strain going to your brain like a bottle of wine? Fine, hun, 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 take a chance. One little dance. Can't you see them all swaying up the hall? Let's be getting in line. Everybody's doing it, doing it, doing it. Everybody's doing it, doing it, doing it. See that ragtime couple over there? Watch them throw their shoulders in the air, snap their fingers. Honey, I declare, it's a bear, it's a bear. There, everybody's doing it, doing it, doing it. Everybody's doing it, doing it, doing it. Ain't that music touching your heart? Hear that trombone busting apart. Come, 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 let us start. Everybody's doing it now. I didn't like that very much. The nice thing about this is I get to edit what he's doing. This is the second ballad by Irving Berlin. The interesting thing about this song, Rodgers and Hart, I think, were writing a musical, and a woman by the name of Belle Baker was not happy with it, and she didn't feel that there wasn't a starring enough number. So she was friends with Irving Berlin, and she called him up and asked him could he write something for her. And unbeknownst to the composers, I think Ziegfeld was running the thing, they stuck it in the thing, and it said something like she did 20 encores of singing this song. I don't expect 20 encores like that. I was blue, just as blue as I could be. Every day was was a cloudy day for me. Then good luck came knocking at my door. Skies were gray, but they're not gray anymore. Blue sky smiling at me, nothing but blue sky do I see. Bluebirds singing a song, nothing but bluebirds all day long. Never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by, when you're in love, my how they fly. Hey, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on. Once is enough. This is a song written by a man by the name of Marcio Pincard, Afro-American composer, made famous by Afro-American lady Ethel Waters. And it's funny thing is that I once did a program on Bing Crosby. And the interesting thing is when he started out with Paul Whiteman, and he was really singing jazz. And then the style changed a great deal, but every once in a while he would still make a jazz recording. She just got here yesterday. Things are hot now, so they say. There's a big change in town. The gals are jealous, there's no doubt. Still the fellas rave about sweet Georgia Brown. And ever since she came, the colored folks all claim, and they say, no gal made has got a shake on sweet Georgia Brown. Two left feet, but also needed sweet Georgia Brown. They all sigh, they want to die for sweet Georgia Brown. I'll tell you just why. You know I don't lie, not much. It's been said she knocks them dead when she lands in town. Since she came, why it's a shame how she cools them down. Fellas, she can't get. Fellas, she ain't met. Georgia claimed her, Georgia named her sweet Georgia Brown. No gal made that got a shade, sweet Georgia Brown. Two left feet that also need sweet Georgia Brown. They all sigh, they want to die, sweet Georgia Brown. I'll tell you just why. You know I don't lie, not much. It's been said she knocks them dead. She lands in town. Since she came, it's a shame she cools them down. Fellas, she can't get. Fellas, she ain't met. Georgia claimed her, Georgia named her sweet Georgia Brown. Yeah. Sweet Georgia Brown. Okay. All right. This is an Eddie Cantor song. And at the end of the First World War, when the doughboys came back from places like Paris, their life had changed, their perspective had changed. How you gonna keep them down on the farm after they've seen Paris? How are you gonna keep them away from Broadway, jazzing around, painting the town? How are you gonna keep them away from harm? That's a mystery. They'll never want to see a rake or a plow, and who the deuce can parley through a cow? Oh, how you gonna keep them down on the farm after they've seen Paris? You have to imagine Eddie Cantor singing this and jumping all over the stage. How you gonna keep them down on the farm after they've seen Paris? How you gonna keep them away from Broadway, jazzing around, painting the town? How are you gonna keep them away from harm? That's a mystery. They'll never want to see a rake or a plow, and who the deuce can parley through a cow? Oh, how you gonna keep them down on the farm after they've seen Paris? What was happening in the 20s was not, to certain conservative people, was not exactly their thing. And this is a song. It's usually done with an Irish accent, and this Irish mother, her daughter is becoming a flapper, and she's not too happy with what is happening. Mary Ann, I'm ashamed your name is McCann. What's the matter, mother dear? Mary Ann, come over here. Faith, is that the dress you bought? Mother dear, they wear them short. You'll get pinched if you get caught. Take a tip from me. Keep your skirts down, keep your skirts down, keep your skirts down, Mary Ann. Just because you have a dimple on your knee, don't think it was put there for the world to see. Keep your skirts down, keep your skirts down, keep them way down when you sit down if you can. You'd make a man a nervous wreck. Remember, you can wear your beads around your neck. Keep your skirts down, keep your skirts down. Going up, keep them down, Mary Ann. Keep your skirts down, keep your skirts down, keep your skirts down, Mary Ann. You won't catch a fellow with your stockings rolled. All that you will ever catch will be a cold. Skirts down, keep them way down. When you sit down, if you can, you'd make a man a nervous wreck. Remember, wear your beads around your neck. Keep your skirts down, keep your skirts down. Going up, keep them down, Mary Ann. All right, two of my favorite, just two more songs, then we're through. I'm through. It's funny when you when I'm searching these songs. There are two wonderful sources. One, of course, is YouTube, and you can see Eddie Cantor singing these songs, Helen Kane singing these songs, and the other thing is iTunes. Now, you don't have to buy the song, but you put the name of the song in, like I did here, 5'2" Eyes of Blue, and then you will have, depending on the song, you could have 30 different singers. And what is fascinating to me is to hear the various ways that one song is done and how it becomes a different kind of thing. Sometimes it's the simple thing of a slow song is speeded up, a fast song is slowed down, and becomes an entirely different thing. And there were two versions I listened to. One was Louis Prima and Keely Smith. It was very funny. And I been unaware of this album by Bing Crosby called Bing in Dixieland. And again, he sings it with a very jazzy flavor. 5'2", eyes of blue, I know what those 5 feet could do. Anybody seen my little gal? She got turned up nose, turned down hose, never had no other pose. Has anybody seen my gal? Now if you run into 5'2", covered with fur, diamond rings, all those things, bet your life it isn't her. But could she love? Could she woo? Could she go? Has anybody seen my little gal? She has 5'2", she's got eyes of blue, and oh, what those 5 feet could do. Has anybody seen my little gal? She got a turned up nose, she got a turned down hose. She never had no other pose. Has anybody seen my little gal? Now if you run into a 5'2", covered with fur, diamond rings, and all those things, bet your life it isn't her. But could she love? Could she woo? Could she coo? Has anybody seen my little gal? Yeah. And appropriately end up with an Eddie Cantor song. Think I should?
Sure.
My wife is going to kill me. Wanna hold this?
Oh, no.
All right, I'm not quite. You know, the thing is about Cantor, he just had amazing energy, and when you see him like this, for me to do it and remember the words is going to be a thing. But we can always erase it, right? Okay. If you knew Susie like I know Susie, oh, what a gal. This one so classy, is this fair lassie? Oh, holy Moses, what a chassis. We went riding, she didn't balk. Back from Yonkers, I'm the guy that had to walk. If you knew Susie like I know Susie, oh, what a gal. Woo! Thank you very much for coming. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was just like that.
Eddie Cantor lives, right?
This is